Remember when you were a kid, life was much simpler. I'd be happy being pushed around in a billy cart made by my dad out of timber pallets, no steering wheel, no brakes, just your feet and a piece of rope to steer the billy cart. With motorcycle companies these days working on the ultimate tech, the ultimate power and torque figures, handling, all the craziness, it's great to see a brand, Royal Enfield, keeping the basics strong and most importantly, making sure the fun factor is there. In this video, I take a closer look at the Royal Enfield Scram 411 and stick around to the end because you might be surprised about my thoughts. The all-new Royal Enfield Scram is a 411cc single-cylinder 4-stroke engine, air-cooled single overhead cam with fuel injection. The maximum power of the Scram is 24.3 brake horsepower, 17.8 kilowatts, and this is at 6,500 RPM. Maximum torque is 32 Newton meters of torque at 4,250 RPM. This engine's mated to a 5-speed constant mesh gearbox. Front suspension is a telescopic 41mm fork with 190mm of travel. Rear suspension is a monoshock with linkage with 180mm of wheel travel. The seat height is 795mm, so very suitable for many different sizes of riders. There's a curb weight without fuel of 185 kilograms and a fuel capacity of 15 litres. Coming down to the wheels, there's a 19-inch on the front and a 17-inch on the back. The front brakes are a 300mm disc with 2-piston floating calipers, and the rear brakes are a 240mm disc with single-piston floating caliper, and obviously also has ABS too. The new Scram also comes in 7 very cool different colourways: White Flame, Silver Spirit, Blazing Black, Skyline Blue, which is the model that I've got with me today, Graphite Red, Graphite Blue and Graphite Yellow. Okay, so we're back in the shed with the Royal Enfield Scram 411cc, and I have to say I'm really impressed, but let's go through my thoughts one by one on the bike itself. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look at the riding position and the comfortability. So I'm 5'10", 177 centimeters, 95 kilograms, too heavy. Sitting on the Scram, as you can see, it's a very neutral body position. Nice upright vertical back, very comfortable, shoulders are down and the hands fall onto the handlebars in the perfect location. There's a slight bend, a little bit more than 90 degrees in my knee, but has to be one of the most comfortable positions on a bike that I've ridden for a long time. But not only comfortable, but it's in a position that's aggressive enough to get into the corners and dig in nicely as well. So comfort, rideability is certainly a big thumbs up. Not only that, but the seat height is just that little bit smaller than the Himalayan, or the Himalayan as a lot of people are calling it. And so it actually makes it a really good bike for commuting, because you can actually put both feet flat on the ground as you pull up to a set of lights, and also manoeuvring around tight traffic. It's an absolute win. Okay, performance and braking. So straight up, this is a low-powered motorcycle, which also means that it doesn't need to have a massive braking capacity as well. 24 odd horsepower, 32 Newton meters of torque. So it's absolutely not going to throw you off the back of the bike in a hurry. Also, because of that light weight of 186 kilograms, the brakes don't have to be amazing, but the brakes on here are more than adequate. In fact, you wouldn't need to make any changes to the braking system at all. So affordability and cost, you can ride away on any one of the Scram models of Royal Enfields for under $8,500. Now, the prices do vary a bit. There's 3 different categories of bike in there, but they only vary by a couple of $100s here and there. So it's not great. It's not a great variance, I should say. But considering you can jump onto a bike that looks as cool as this, that can go on light off-roads as well, probably strong off-roads for all I know. It's suitable for the urban commute. It's suitable for parking absolutely anywhere in a city as well. And for under $8,500 grand, including warranties. Now, who is the Scram suitable for? Well, it's a broad spectrum on this bike as far as I'm concerned. Now, it's suitable for if you live in a regional area and you're just traversing over terrain, dirt roads to and from your town. If you're living in the cities, urban, narrow laneways, parking anywhere you can park. Enough horsepower to do freeway speeds, not much more I must say, but you can do freeway speeds with ease and comfortable as well. And it's a Lamb's bike. This could be the first bike you ever own, and how cool is it to be able to think that you can be riding something this cool when you're on your L plates or your P plates, learning how to ride. There's not enough horsepower in here to get you into trouble, but there's still enough to have enough fun, in my opinion. And the last couple of days I've been on here, I've been having a ball. Okay, so no bike is perfect, so we've got to talk about the positives and the negatives of the Royal Enfield Scram. And I've got my little cheat list here, so if you happen to see me reading this, I'm not cheating, well I am cheating, because I don't want to miss anything. Anyway, positives about this bike. It's light, it's 186 kilograms from memory, it's agile, the rake of the forks, it's more compact I feel than the Himalayan or the Himalayan, and the wheel size is obviously different as well, so it's a more agile bike and so much fun. We've already touched on affordability, under $8,500 Australian, and you've got this registered and running on the road down the street for less than $8,500 bucks. What a bargain. And it's absolutely easy for all riders. I'm a 49-year-old bloke that rides a 1800cc bike. I get on this and I have an absolute ball. The last positive is it has enough power, kind of. So, coming into the negatives are, it's kind of underpowered with enough power, and that's a hard thing for me to even admit to you guys, because for the last 2 days I've been having an absolute ball on this. But there's a part of me, and this is only my opinion, and I know it defeats the purpose of this bike, but there's a part of me that just wishes that 650 twin engine was sitting in there instead of the 411. Everything else exactly the same geometry, the same tyre suspension setup, everything the same. Pop a 650 twin in there, it might be a bit heavier, but that would make this, in my opinion, the perfect bike. But man, that's seriously the only negative I can find. I literally have to dig really hard. The workmanship on here is spot on. The gauges are suitable for what it is. It's seriously an amazing little bike for the money that you're paying, and I don't have any other complaints. Okay, so my absolute final thoughts on the Royal Enfield Scram 411. This is a surprise package in my opinion. On paper, it looks like one of the most boring bikes you'll ever see. But in reality, the combination of everything within it, I feel that it's almost the perfect bike for the market that it's aimed at. For that urban market, light off-roading, looking cool, park it anywhere, lightweight, low powered. It's an absolute ripper. I am so pleasantly surprised, and I've got one more day with this bike, and I'm going to get up at sunrise, the crack of dawn tomorrow morning, and make the absolute most out of having this before I have to hand it back. And on that topic, I was lucky enough to get this bike because poor Ross, my mate from the Biker Talk YouTube channel, he had it to be able to do his review on it, but unfortunately he got COVID and he wasn't able to use it for a few days, so I was able to grab hold of it for just that little window and bring it to you guys. But I encourage you to go over to the Biker Talk YouTube channel and check out Ross's videos, because Ross is an amazing cinematographer. But more importantly, if you're interested in this bike, you'll also get Ross's opinion in a couple of weeks when he also puts his video up. Anyway folks, throttle on, stay safe, and until the next video, I'll see you soon. Yeah! Oh, you idiot. Wow. How hard would it be to put the 650 in there, do you think?